Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Aja Goare. America's top generals will brief Congress today on the U.S. missile strike in Syria. The briefing comes after President Trump halted a plan for new sanctions against Russian companies assisting Syria's chemical weapons program. CBS's Hannah Doba has more.
President Trump, reversing course, said yesterday he is not in favor of new sanctions on Russia for its support of Syria. At least, not yet. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said in a statement that, quote, a decision will be made in the near future. She then elaborated while speaking with reporters on Air Force One.
The president's been clear that he's going to be tough on Russia, but at the same time, he'd still like to have a good relationship with them.
On Sunday, UN Ambassador Nikki Haley indicated new actions on Russia were imminent.
So you will see that Russian sanctions will be coming down.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are raising concern about the sudden backtrack.
We're going to have to get serious about sanctions on Russia.
The House Foreign Affairs Committee ranking Democrat Eliot Engel in a statement also blasted the move, writing, quote, this sends a message to governments around the world that they can support brutal criminal behavior without serious consequences. Hannah Doba, CBS News.
Meanwhile, Fox News host Sean Hannity denies being a client of President Trump's personal attorney Michael Cohen. Hannity says he merely asked Cohen legal questions from time to time, mostly about real estate. Hannity was named as one of Cohen's 3 clients during a court hearing in New York on Monday. Federal investigators are looking into whether Cohen violated campaign finance laws when he paid an adult film star $130,000 to keep silent about her alleged affair with President Trump in 2006. Here in Montana, the Lodge Grass man shot and killed by a Bureau of Indian Affairs officer Sunday night is now identified. The Bighorn County coroner says 36-year-old Reuben Stewart died from the gunfire. Stewart's grandmother called police to remove Stewart from her home because he was intoxicated. The Lodge Grass mayor tells us when the officer arrived, Stewart moved outside armed with a knife. As Stewart stepped onto the porch, he was shot several times. A BIA spokeswoman tells us the officer is on administrative leave but did not release his name. The FBI has declined to comment. The Great Falls police officers who fatally shot a man in December now cleared of wrongdoing. That verdict rendered by a jury Monday. In December, a neighbor called police to report a man hiding in the bushes with a gun. The officers encountered Stacy Micheletti, who they say appeared panicked and erratic. 3 officers fired 15 shots at Micheletti after he pointed what officers believed to be a loaded gun in their direction. After the man's death, officers learned his weapon was a pellet gun. A toxicology report revealed Micheletti had methamphetamine in his system during the incident. And a Great Falls man shot by police last year is on trial himself today for kidnapping and assault. Police were called to an apartment on the east side of Great Falls in April for an assault. Kevin Parisian allegedly held a knife to a woman's neck as officers ordered him to surrender. Out of concern for the victim's life, an officer shot Parisian when he did not comply. Trial is expected to last through tomorrow. The man accused of firing shots during a casino robbery in Missoula on Friday now charged with attempted murder. Police say 56-year-old Stephen Antill entered the Nickel Ante Casino on Sherwood Street, demanded money, and then fled on foot. Antill allegedly fired shots at 2 witnesses who chased him. No one was injured and Antill was ultimately arrested. Bond is set at $250,000. Montana Attorney General Tim Fox is recovering after a surgery 2 weeks ago for colon cancer. Fox says he's feeling pretty good now and wants to spread the word about getting routine checkups. Fox said the cancer was first discovered during a checkup in late February. He had surgery March 29th at the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota to remove 7 inches of his colon. The University of Montana is expected to release proposed program cuts this afternoon. It's part of an effort to get UM's budget back on track. The school's budget shortfall could grow to $10 million. UM President Seth Bodner says the school must balance course offerings with enrollment and available state funding. Now, Bodner says UM has a responsibility not only to offer students the degrees and training they need, but the ability to adapt to what could be multiple careers in their lifetime. Bodner promises these cuts won't leave students hanging.
If there are programs identified that will be discontinued, we're going to teach those programs out. You know, students that are here are going to finish in those programs, and we're going to make sure that this transition happens smoothly in a respectful way, both for our students and importantly for our faculty, for our staff. Change is something that we have to go through, but we have to do so in a respectful and in a compassionate way.
Any budget cut proposals must be approved by the Montana University System Board of Regents, which meets in Havre next month. Well, time is running out to file returns for 2017 federal and Montana state income taxes. Tax day is typically April 15th, but that was a Sunday this year. Then recognition of Washington, D.C.'s Emancipation Day on Monday pushed the tax deadline to today. Now that means taxpayers have until midnight to get their federal and state return postmarked. Well, still ahead on the noon news, panic on board a Southwest Airlines flight forced to make an emergency landing today. Details when we come back. But first, Ed, how's our weather forecast? Stay with us.
You're watching MTN News with Aja Goare, Storm Tracker weather with Ed McIntosh, and Farm and Ranch News from the Northern Egg Network. This is the noon news on Q2. Montana's news leader.